What is going on? Good afternoon, everybody. Digital Adel back with some more Hoops profile content for you. Testing out my new YouTube layout for the upcoming season. Seeing how everything's working, how it sounds, how it looks. Talking hoops. Taking questions. Hope everybody's doing well. So we're going to do a little bit different throughout the basketball season. We're still going to do the breakdowns just like I always have. But we're going to have guests on throughout the college basketball season to talk prospects with me, more of a podcast style. So we're going to do podcast style. We're going to do the Hoops profile breakdowns of film and tape. Always got to look at the film, got to look at the tape. Going to get that poll question out there so you can let your voice and opinions be heard. Get that pin to the top. Open my stream, make sure everything's looking good, looking crispy. Go get my YouTube app opened here. My videos, check my live streams. For some reason I can't find my own video. That's cool. There it is. There I am. If I can sound as good. Sound check, sound check. Sounds good. Got a little bit of delay going on. Stream, I'm gonna have to fix that afterwards. I'm on probably about a 2-second delay. So whenever we have guests on, they'll appear in that top left-hand corner. And then if we get subscribers during the stream, so our latest subscriber, Shiobon Anderson, really appreciate you. Get this nice graphic right there. Appreciate you. Got Walking Buckets Chris. Definitely appreciate you. So I'm just trying to work on getting the site cleaned up to be a little bit, the stream cleaned up to be a little more polished for you, better, more engaging content, more pleasing to look at. Like I said, get more guests on. That's definitely one of my goals, is to have more people on so that I can try to bring the best content to you that I can. Try to get this soundboard going so we keep the memes going. The memes, man. The memes make the world go around.
You suck!
Memes make the world go around.
Oh no! We suck again!
If there's any sound that you want to hear on the meme board throughout the season too, I'm always open to recommendations of what you find funny and engaging. We'll get them on here.
Let him cook. Let him cook now.
What do you think, Rick James?
I'm Rick James.
Oh man, I can't wait, man. Draft time was phenomenal. I loved every second of the NBA draft season. Really appreciate all the support that you guys have shown. Like I said, I just wanted to hop on real quick. If we have guests on, we're gonna have their sounders, not to give hints of who the special guest may be, but the Nevada bias may be strong.
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang!
Definitely not Mike Breen. I can assure you it's definitely not Mike Breen. I mean, I'd love to have Mike Breen on. I'd love to have Kevin Harlan on. That's a goal, man. That's a goal. We got to get Kevin Harlan on the Hoops Profile pod in the next 2 years. We got to figure out how to make that happen. I got to get in touch with his agent or something. I don't know anything about any of that. I'm just a dude. Loves basketball. Played basketball, coached basketball. But we're going to figure out a way to make it happen.
Leroy Jenkins!
Sometimes you just got to jump in, man. Sometimes you just got to jump in. No practice at all.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
That's what's up, man. Hey, Miami Heat Zone, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Show some love in the chat, man. We're trying to get back into swinging this. I know it's a downtime for basketball, so we're probably not. People probably aren't thinking about this on their Saturday. But yeah, no, really appreciate you stopping by. So the question, if you're not in the chat, is where do the Miami Heat stack up in the East? That is a great question. Let's ponder that for a minute. Because it all depends on Jimmy Butler and his health and availability, right? If Jimmy Butler gives you a ton of empty calories, a ton of empty minutes where he's just not engaged, I mean, the Heat's a play-in team, right? But if Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Butler that we think he can be, I think they legitimately have a shot, man. The Miami Heat have a shot at still being relevant in the top four in the East if Jimmy Butler is Jimmy Butler. But he's 36 years old. Can he defy the odds of the 36-year-olds and put together, an all-star caliber season is the question. And I'm not so sure that's going to happen. So if we look at the Southeastern Conference, you have the Atlanta Hawks. The Atlanta Hawks are really in rebuilding mode, right? They're not really a contending team. They're trying to get rid of Trae Young and blow that whole thing up. So I really don't see Atlanta being contending. Charlotte, I mean, they got Brandon Miller. He's exciting. He was a former, high-level draft pick that we covered a lot on this channel. And he's got a skill set that's unique and developing. You got Lonzo Ball there. I mean, are they ready to really compete? I don't see that either. Washington, the Jordan Poole led, dare I say led, Washington Wizards. I mean, they got some young talent coming in from the NBA draft, but are they going to compete? Not really. Orlando's a young team that has all the guards, every point guard that you could want. They have all the guards. Are they going to be able to put it together and run away with Southeastern Conference? If Miami Heat, like I said, if the Miami Heat reach their full potential and Jimmy Butler has his availability, I don't see it being insurmountable to, compete with Orlando. So, Chicago rebuilding, Cleveland, they're good, but how healthy is Mitchell going to stay? Who knows? Detroit in the tank. Indiana's good. Milwaukee's good. Boston's good. New York is good. Philly, will they ever be healthy? They're good, but will Embiid ever stay healthy? Who knows? So I think the Miami Heat have a chance to be competitive and, not just be a play-in team. Now, the question is, here's the bigger question that I have for you. Will the Miami Heat make a big splash by the trade deadline and acquire another superstar, all-star caliber player such as Brandon Ingram, Damian Lillard, blah, 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 blah? That's the real question that I have for y'all. I don't think or foresee that being the case, but you never know. Because right now, they're just running it back harder. But yeah, man, let me know what you think of the new layout. Don't forget to vote on the poll because I'm trying to just gauge some interest. I got rid of the big screen cover for my microphone so that my face could be more accessible to the audience. I'm trying to make it more engaging for y'all. I know how important it is for you guys to see my face. Not at all. Not at all. Not important at all. But I figured it would help with the engagement and bring you along with me. But whenever we have guests, like I said, you'll be able to see me here. The guest will be in the top left-hand corner. Whenever we have the new subscribers, you're going to see that on the bottom left. And I think it looks kind of cool, man. I think it's cool. I think it's a fun new refresh for the channel. I think we did some nice things with that. I think I cooked with that.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook.
Hey, what's up, Greg? Welcome, man. Definitely appreciate the interaction. And who do you think will start on opening night for the Miami Heat? Thanks, Greg. I really appreciate that, man. I'm digging it too, man. I like the refresh. So the opening night starters for the Miami Heat, I think it's going to be more chalk than the fans would like. You know what I mean? I think that you're going to see the Jason Terry. Whoops. Terry Rozier. You're going to see the Terry Rozier out there. You're going to see the Tyler Hero, the Jimmy Butler. You're going to see Nico, and you're going to see Bam. That's who I think the starting five is going to be. Because this literally is run it back harder season for the Miami Heat, right? That's really what it is. But here's what I'm really excited about. Not to distract, and bring the negativity into it, but Jaime Jaquez Jr. is going to be a bright spot. He really is, just like he was last year. He's going to take another leap, in my opinion. Now that he's had a full Heat off season, to be able to be in Heat shape coming into training camp. I mean, again, just the fact that as a rookie, with all the time that he spent on the floor, he only turned the ball over 1.5 times per game. I mean, let's see. I hope he is so good that he has to start. Oh, you're cooking, Greg. You're cooking, man. I'm telling you that. I agree. I hope. But here's the question I'll pose back to you, Greg. And if you want to come on and talk about it, I'll be more than happy to invite you up onto the pod on the live stream if you want to chat this out, because I have a question back for you. You could probably already guess what that question will be. Hey, what's up, Say Less? So Jaime will have a better overall season with Hero, barring injuries. Better than Hero. That's a very high bar, though, Say Less, in regards to stats. That's exactly what it is, Greg. Who sits? Who are you sitting in that situation? If Jaime is so good that you can't keep him out of the starting lineup, is Tyler going to come off the bench and be sixth man of the year, Tyler, like he was? Will his ego allow that? I don't know, man. Or will it be time to
say goodbye?
Will Tyler be shipped off to who knows where? I don't know, man. It's a question, man. It's a legitimate question because I think Jaime's taken a leap. And it's not all about numbers either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. See, this is why I said it's more of a discussion, Greg. If you take Rozier off the floor, who's handling the ball? You want Tyler to be your de facto point guard? 36-year-old Jimmy Butler, you want him taking on that brunt of the playmaking workload? I don't know, dude. That's rough. I don't know if I could do that, but I get it. It's a compelling conversation for sure. Rozier injury will be the excuse they use to bench him. Yeah, and that's the thing people don't understand, Greg, is that what happens with Miami is that they don't get enough playmaking and paint touches to facilitate and make things easier for everybody else. The one thing Jason Terry does extremely well is break people down off the dribble. He can get in the lane and he can facilitate. And I think you're going to see a much better version of him facilitating this upcoming season. Not Jason Terry, Terry Rozier. Say less why. It's in my brain, man. Jason Terry's in my brain. I don't know why. You got me, man. You got me. You got me. I know. Terry Rozier. I gotta say it 3 times to make it stick. Terry Rozier.
You blew it!
I'm not always this senile. Just on Saturdays. Yeah, but Terry Rozier, man, he's going to be able to get in the paint. He's going to be able to create more if he's healthy. A big part of Terry's issues early on with the Miami Heat was the fact that he didn't know where to get his shots, when to facilitate, when to just take the ball and go. He was figuring all that out right before he got hurt. He was playing really well before. Now, the other thing about Tyler Hero coming off the bench, I mean, he's a 25-5 guy. That's not a little bit of production. That's a lot of production. Can Jaime replicate that and be more efficient and be more impactful? I think so. If we're going to get the leap that I think he's going to take. If you say Terry Rozier's name 3 times, you turn into Candyman Terry. Oh, man. Do I have a Candyman sounder? I might. No Candyman sounder. Too old, man. Too old for the soundboard. It's like, you know, the new Beetlejuice is coming out. If you say his name, he'll appear. Does Tyler Hero's play lead to winning? That's an excellent question also. Let me ask you this. To answer your question, how was the Heat's record when Tyler was the leading man when Jimmy was out? The answer is no. In the playoffs, when Jimmy was out and Tyler was the leading man, he had one good game. And then the answer is no. He just doesn't, he's not physical enough to be able to, put the rim pressure necessary. And he doesn't make quality decisions consistently enough for him to be the leading guy. I mean, his handle's better, though, Miami Heat zone. His handle's better. I mean, his handle isn't bad. I mean, he's a good young player, but he's a 3. He's a number 3 on your team. He's not your second best player. He's a 3. I mean, I could talk hoops all day, guys. Let's keep it rolling. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Literally, this was just a test of the new format. The only thing left to test is a guest. Just making sure the guest fits in the window. Music's playing, so the music's at a good level, so that's checked. My mic volume's at a good level, so that's checked. Camera's working. Background is working. Looks good. The subscriber button is working. He hasn't really taken a leap at all. You're saying Tyler hasn't taken a leap? I disagree with you. I think Tyler is a much more complete player than he was from his rookie season. Tyler, again, he's a 25-5 guy. You're not just going to find 25-5 people off the street, money. He's a good player. He's a number 3, but here's his stats, right? Tyler Hero last year, 20.8 points per game, 4.5 assists per game, 5.3 rebounds per game. He's a good player. Let me see if I can get some of the league leading stats up here for you, for myself real quick. Where am I at? Stats. Here we go. League leaders. All right. So league leaders. Tyler Hero, if he would have had enough games played, scores more points than Paul George, Karl Anthony Towns, Franz Wagner, Jalen Williams, Tyrese Halliburton. Where was I? I lost my spot. I lost my train of thought. There we go. CJ McCollum. Bradley Beal, Darius Garland, Chet Holmgren. You know what I mean? In terms of helping the Heat team when we can barely score 90 points per game, it's not all his fault, but sometimes I feel like he has to show up. I agree with you. This is what I mean. He's not impactful to winning, but he's not bad. He did take a leap, and he's your third best player. He just doesn't lead you to wins. He needs more help offensively for his game to really shine. And so it goes back to this. The Miami Heat, here, let me pull the stats up and I'll tell you exactly where they were. Give me 1 second. That's home page. There we go. And then, how do I do this? How do I sort by team? Team stats. Traditional stats. All right. So here we go. The Miami Heat were... Jesus. They were 15th in the league in overall scoring per game, right? In terms of three-pointers made, they were 9th. Three-pointers attempted, they were 3rd. 3-point percentage, they were 12th. Free throws percentage, they were 6th. Free throws attempted per game, they were 16th. So that's not the problem. The problem isn't 3-point shooting, which Tyler can do. The issue is their scoring in the paint. Oh, this is playoffs. God darn it. Hold on. I gave you the wrong stats. I knew they were lower than that. My bad. They're definitely lower than that. So the Miami Heat were 26th in the NBA in scoring, total points per game. They were 26th. And then 3-point makes, they were 19th. 3 points attempted, they were, where are they? 18th. 3-point percentage, they were 12th. The issue is field goals. Their actual field goals made. They were 28th in the league in field goals made. They're also 28th in the league in field goals attempted. They don't have enough scoring in the paint and enough playmaking. I mean, they were 18th in the association in assists, but that's mainly because of their dribble handoff and floppy action on the perimeter. Really isn't a lot of driving kick game going on in Miami. And then in total rebounds per game, the Miami Heat were 26th. So do you see where I'm going with this? It isn't really, like you said, it isn't really Tyler's fault per se. Not good, bro. Refresh the screen real quick. There we go. All right, so the poll so far is 100% W on the new design. I like it. Appreciate y'all. Throw my threes up. You know, whenever you make a three, you just throw your threes up. That's what I used to do. So, yeah, man, that's really all I got for today. If you have any other questions, I'll keep taking them. If you don't, we'll sign off, and that means the test was a success. And I really appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like and subscribe. But yeah, oh yeah, let me show you some of the cutscenes real quick. So when we're starting our stream, that's the starting. Of course, we got my main screen. And then if I got to take a bathroom break or something, put y'all on pause. Stream is ending. And then if I'm offline. All right, what did you say less? It's the Heat bad building and keeping guys feeling in good grace caused the problem. I don't think that's it at all, man. I don't think that's it at all. Would you guys rather be, you know, a team that won 25 games? Because the only reason why you guys, you know, the Miami Heat are competitive every year is because they keep fielding a good team. Exactly. It was bad luck. They weren't able to get the free agents they wanted because Joe Cronin was in his feelings about Dame Lillard wanting to go to the Miami Heat. Literally, the season is completely different if they get that Dame Lillard trade. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I got to go answer my door. All right, I have returned. I am back like I never left. Injuries and things. Jimmy and Bam is the team. Bad luck for 5 years. I wonder what the cause is. So bad luck for five years. You think 2 NBA Finals appearances is bad luck in 5 years? I think we're spoiled. You're spoiled as Heat fans, personally. I do. I think you're spoiled as Heat fans. Everyone gets to go where they wanted to the NBA, and sent Dame left saying, can't say only Miami. Yeah, it's kind of reminiscent of the Chris Paul trade, where like Chris Paul was like, yeah, I'm going here. And the NBA was like, no, you're not. Man, I was running over my headset cord. My chair. That's no bueno. Yeah, man, it's interesting. I mean, you know, the Miami Heat organization, whenever they put, you know, best conditioned, best trained, all this in the NBA, it rubs people the wrong way. I mean, I'm all for it. I love it. I love Heat culture, but I'm sure, you know, it gets under some of the other executives' skin, you know? And sometimes they just don't want to do business. They just walk away. They Mr. Krabs away. But yeah, man, I mean, I think I'm excited for the season, personally. I am personally excited for this NBA season. I can't wait for the draft. I mean, this NBA draft season is going to be lit. I mean, you got Cooper Flagg, Dylan Harper. You got all kind of prospects. It's a deep bag. Neek Clifford went back to college, so he's going to be in this class. The big center from Duke. My Pitt Panthers are actually good. How in the world are they good in the ACC? Shocking. Will be better than what people think, but they have to take the regular season seriously. Exactly. They definitely have to take the regular season seriously. Jimmy has to stay healthy, and if Jimmy stays healthy, I think he's going to have a great season. I really do. I think he has the potential to have a great season, but he has to stay healthy. I would love to see Kello Ware be able to supplant Kevin Love as the backup sooner rather than later. Is that going to happen? I'm skeptical. A lot of other people are all on board with Kello Ware being super impactful as Derek Lively and such, but I have my reservations. I'm excited for training camp. I mean, I need to see Isaiah Stevens take out, unfortunately for Drew Smith's spot. But I want to see Isaiah Stevens do it. I'm rooting for him. I love good point guard play. Will it impact the season? Not at all. Alec Burks is going to be in the mix come playoff time. I don't think people realize how good of a role player Alex Burks is. He's good, man. He's going to be impactful.
Playoffs? What talk about? Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs?
But that's what it's all about around here. Will the Heat make the playoffs, and what will they do in the playoffs? That is the... I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go watch Arch Manning get the start for Texas. I predicted, since Arch Manning was in high school, that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to draft him in the NFL draft. I'm all aboard this theory just so I can say that I'm right. The reason it don't look serious because you keep signing guys off the street who is one-dimensional. Again, I'm not really sure if that's accurate. Who are they signing off the street, dude? What guy is just like, we'll take a flyer on that guy off the street? I haven't seen that. I think you're coming with a flamethrower, man. The undrafted guys? You think Duncan Robinson's a guy off the street? You can find a Duncan Robinson at your local LA Fitness? I got news for you. 6'8" that can shoot like that isn't just coming in off the street. They do go a little far with the undrafted thing. I mean, do they? Because how would you afford Jimmy, Tyler, and Bam? They just, again, here's what you want, though. This is what you guys want. You want the Miami Heat picking in the lottery, but you don't want the season that goes along with it. You understand? That's literally what you're asking for. You're asking for the Heat to be a high lottery team. All right, so say you don't pay Tyler. What would you have gotten for Tyler? How many draft picks do you think they would have got for Tyler? What kind of player you think they would have got back for Tyler? You see what I'm saying? It's not NBA 2K. We just can't shuffle the deck. Maybe one pick, maybe, right? Maybe a Tobias Harris. They had 5 years of thinking of that. Yeah, their hands are tied. Of course, exactly. There's nothing you can do if you can't make a deal with the other GMs. You can't force GMs to trade players to you. We don't need another star, just a guy who could impact a game like Jaime. Jaimes don't grow on trees. You don't just find other Jaimes. Say less, you're my guy, man. In the 5 Reasons Discord server, you're loyal to the soil when it comes to the NBA draft prospects. But bro, you can't just find Jaimes growing on trees. There's plenty of guys who can impact winning. All right, I got a challenge for you, Say Less. I got a challenge for you. Name me 5 teams that are constantly in the playoffs or right on the borderline of the playoffs that do it better than the Miami Heat. That never have super losing seasons. I need you to find me this team. I need 5 of them, please. Somebody help me out. Gotta get this Texas game going. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Ideally, a motivated, healthy Kyle Lowry would have been a great fit to help everybody fit into their roles, but unfortunately, Kyle didn't mix well with Heat culture. Know what I mean? Him and Heat culture were like oil and water. All right, where's this Texas game? Let's see what channel that game is on. It's on the SEC network. That's all right. I think that's on ESPN Plus. Jaime was a steal of the draft. Jaime really was stealing the draft, man. Nobody knew he wouldn't fit well. Dude, that's revisionist history. Everybody was excited when Kyle was coming. I don't buy that for a second. Kyle didn't work out because Jimmy never held him accountable. If you need another player to hold you accountable, you're the problem, not the other player. You guys are roaring. Roaring over the front office. I mean, Miami literally has a history of guys with attitude problems making it work well. They literally have a history of it. Yeah, I mean, what about Jimmy, though? Jimmy made it work, huh? They said the same thing about Alonzo Mourning back in the day. Antoine Walker when they got here. The Heat are notorious for taking players that have attitudes and they fit to the system and they buy in. Just didn't work with Kyle. As you can see, it didn't work for Hassan. All right, y'all. Well, that is it for me today. Let me know what you think again in the comments down below. I appreciate everybody stopping by. I'm going to check out this Texas game. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Adios. Man, I got to get better at switching to these screens.